Alright, planche forearm pain. How to solve it? Question from a viewer I got. So I'll explain it in a bit more detail today. I've been showing like the exercises I do to keep my forearms healthy, but also like if you're already in pain, it might be a bit more difficult to solve. So I'll just tell you my experience, how I did it, and what I see other people do wrong. So I want to explain this in two main points. The first one being, should you continue training the planche even if it hurts? And the second one is, which exercises should you do to actually solve your forearm pain? So that's 2 points. I'm going to make sure to add some chapters to this video so that you can, switch to the correct part for you. And in the meantime, I'm just going to do my training as well. So first, I'm going to warm up here, and then we can get into the first point. Okay, should you keep training planche? Short answer is yes. Long answer I'll give after I've done my first set of the day. I'll explain what I'm doing in a second. So today I am still feeling quite a lot of muscle aches, soreness from the last couple of days. We did heavy push-pull legs. So today is going to be a bit of a deload for the planche. I'm going to make sure not to do high volume, high intensity, rest pass, etc. So keeping the volume low, although like when it comes to intensity, when it comes to load, it's still going to be pretty high. I'm still going to do planche with just my body weight. I might even add some weights, just making sure that, like I said, the volume is low so that I can recover. Anyway, I'm going to do this set and then we'll get into the planche training when we're injured. Alright, planche training when you're injured. Now, when you're injured, I think the biggest mistake most people make is that they completely stop training planche. Oh, I'm training, for example, straddle planche hurts, so I'm gonna stop training straddle planche, rest it for a couple of weeks, and then start again. Now, why is this a mistake? It's because if you just quit training or quit your planche training, let your muscles recover, and then go back to the planche training, yes, it's true, your ache will have recovered a bit, but there is no overcompensation, it will have just recovered to the point where you injured it previously in the first place. So you're just going to injure yourself over and over and over again as soon as you try to overload your muscle. So what you should do when you experience pain in planche, except if you tore something, right? This is regarding forearm pain. Like you've been training planche and gradually forearm pain started increasing. What you should do is you should tone down your training to the point that it barely hurts. If it's hurting a lot, that's not good. You're gonna tear something. So make sure that your pain is like 2 or 3 out of 10. And the most important part here is that make sure if you train your planche, the next day you don't feel the pain anymore if you're just doing daily activities. That's very important. If you're injured, you're no longer training for your ego. You're no longer training to unlock the next progression. You're training to make sure that your forearm gets strong enough so that you can continue progressing in the future. That's the point now. So you're going to have to drop your ego. It was very difficult myself, but it might be that if you're trying for straddle planche at the moment, that you have to drop down to lean planche, that you have to drop down to heavy band assistance, That's possible, but it's necessary. So keep training the planche, but make sure that you're not getting hurt. This includes dropping the volume, of course, dropping the load, intensity, and avoid maxing out at all costs. That's the first point of training when you're injured. Don't stop training. I can't repeat it enough. So anyway, I'm gonna continue doing some planche push-ups here. I put 1 kilo on my feet because today I'm not gonna feel light, right? I'm still tired. So it's not gonna feel light in any way, even if I did just body weight. So I might as well just make use of it, put some weight on my feet to make it actually heavy, that I'm not only dreaming things that it's heavy. I'm gonna do a couple of sets here of push-ups with 1 kilo. And then the point here is that if I can manage to do this without getting too tired, so I'm not gonna go to my max, like I said, I will be able to recover. I will have the 1 kilo extra weight in my head next time I train. But next time I train, I will not put the kilo on my feet, so I will just feel lighter. That's kind of my train of thought here. So I'm gonna go for 1 set with these 1 kilo weights on my feet and see how it goes. If it goes well, I might do 2 or 3 sets. That's heavy. Let's see if I can get a clean set with like not as bent arm press. Not perfect, but better. All right. Next up, I'm gonna do some presses, I believe. Maybe 1 or 2 sets of some presses with 1 kilo. Gonna be good again, not to the max, not max intensity, not rest pass, whatever, but just getting the body used to a heavy planche so that it can feel lighter in the future. Anyway, something I just want to mention in between regarding the planche injuries, forearm injuries, is accept that you are injured, And what do I mean by that? If you don't accept that you are injured, you will not want to adjust your training, You will keep wanting to try the same things even though they're painful. So accept that you're injured, but that does not mean turn away from your current training. Do not turn away from the sport. Like, if you're injured and you feel all these emotions like, oh shit, I can't train, like this is fucking stupid, don't turn away from those emotions. Those emotions are what's gonna fuel you when you fix your injury and you can get back. If you, right now you're sad and you stop watching YouTube videos of other people training, you stop watching the strong guys like Levan, whatever, the NS guys. If you stop doing that, the fire that you have in your heart to reach the planche is gonna die out. That's the last thing you wanna do. Instead, what you wanna do is you wanna keep fueling that fire, even though, it's not really getting exposed to air, I'll say. It can't flame up entirely, but you wanna keep adding fuel so that when your forearm is healed, the gates are open again, you can train. That's gonna be like an infinite fuel source of emotions to fuel your workout, to progress. Because if you mentally give up like, oh shit, yeah, I can't train, fuck everything, I'm not gonna, even try anymore. I'm just gonna see if I can, let the pain go away. If you have given up mentally, your body also has less of a reason to recover, right? I mean, there's no scientific proof here probably, but I believe if you are focused on, reaching the planche, focused on healing your injury, your recovery is going to be faster in some way or somehow, because you're trying to look for a way out, you're trying for a way to progress. That's very important. So, keep those emotions, learn how to control them, turn them into something that will get you results. Oh, I want to train planche, I'm angry, I can't train planche. Okay, I'm going to do everything in my power to recover. And once you learn to control those emotions, use them to your advantage, it will be an advantage when you can train planche for real again, when you can train for your straddle planche again, when you can train for your original goals again. So, might sound corny, but it's very important. Don't let your head hang, Don't give up. That's very important. All right, I'm gonna do a pressing set here Sabaton never fails when it comes to music. One more set of this. Okay, so those presses felt really good. Now what I'm gonna try and do is one set with 2 kilos max hold at the moment. 4 seconds, I believe, or like barely, not 5 seconds, is the best I did in recent months. So I'm gonna try to aim for 6 seconds, and then I'm just gonna drop it to body weight and do a max hold as well. So drop set, max hold, 1 set, so it's not really gonna affect my recovery too much, I hope. We'll see in a couple of days. But yeah, I'm gonna do that 1 set and then move on to the supinated planche. Fuck! That's certainly not 6 seconds. Right, better luck next time. I think maybe 5 though today. Drop sets. Okay. Oh, let's move on to supinated planche. Holy fucking shit, I'm weak. Alright, let's try a set for 10 second hold. Alright, one more set. Actually, no, I'm not gonna do one more set. I'm trying to recover here. I'm not gonna do one more set. Today is supposed to be a light day. So I'm gonna move on to the accessories, forearm training and bicep training. So we'll get to how you can train your forearms to not be injured, I guess. Yeah. Okay, so how can you train your forearms to not be painful anymore, to solve the injury? First of all, you're gonna have to find a way to trigger your pain point without doing the actual planche. The way I do this is I have this bar here to make like dumbbells, and I just pick a light weight, or I picked a light weight in the beginning, and I try to do some movements that would trigger my pain. For me, I had pain here in this area of the forearm, and basically I was triggering the pain by holding a dumbbell up like this. So I would have weight on this side, like this. So I would have to hold the dumbbell or the weight up like this so that it wouldn't fall. And then if I go up, it would hurt. And if I did this movement, it would hurt. It could also be that your forearm pain is somewhere else. For example, if you flick up your wrist like this, like that you get some pain here. Or it could be that if you like grab something really tight and you flex like this, that this part hurts. Could be. Point is, try to recreate that pain. Make sure that it doesn't hurt too much, but try to recreate it with a dumbbell weight that you can adjust easily. And basically, from the beginning, what you then do is you're gonna have to do that exercise a lot. So for me, I found these 2 exercises, the curl and this one, the hammer lift I call it. I found them and I started doing them with very light weight. In the beginning, it hurt to do this with 1 kilo. 1 kilo, okay? It was hurting. So I guess you can realize why I was getting injured, right? My forearm was getting hurt doing 1 kilo fucking curls and I was doing planche. Of course I'm gonna get hurt. So that's what you have to show. That's what you have to solve. That's your weak area. So what you do then is you pick like your weight you can do relatively pain-free. You do it for 2 to 3 sets, 20 to 30 reps. That's your starting point. Slow and controlled. This is gonna be very boring. Like I said previously, now is not the time to bitch, okay? Now is not the time to talk to your ego. Now is the time to just do whatever you can, use the feelings, like your frustration that you can't train, use it to your advantage, put it into the training that you should do, which is slow and controlled reps until it doesn't hurt anymore. So, of course, you don't want to do the same thing over and over again. You're going to have to progressively overload this exercise. In other words, you're going to have to add weight. When I was able to do 30 reps, 2 sets with 1 kilo, I just added another kilo. And I was doing the same thing until I was able to do it for 20, 30 reps. And once you start to realize, oh, okay, my forearm is getting better, that's when you can drop the rep range a bit, you know. For example, now I'm always aiming for 20 reps, you know. I start with a new weight, I'm able to do it for like 10 reps. I make sure I do that weight until I'm able to do like 20 reps for 2 sets. And that's because once you have healed your forearm, you now need to make it stronger because you want to make your planche stronger as well. You want to keep improving your planche, you're going to have to keep improving your forearm. So make sure that this boring accessory turns into something that you hit PRs on. Make sure to track your PRs. That's very important. So enough yapping. When you have been doing this for a couple of months, you will realize the weight goes up. I started with 1 kilo, like I said. At the moment, I am trying to aim for 2 sets. Actually, today I will aim for 2 sets of 20 reps with 7 kilos. You see how much difference it is? So, if you have this pain in your forearms on these easy curls, that's why you're getting injured. That's what you have to solve. So, I'll just give a quick demonstration with my warm-up set here. I'm gonna do the hammer lift today, so I put my arm like this. All right. No, I've been doing this for a while. So my negatives are a bit quicker. If you're doing this in the beginning, especially your negatives should be slow, right? But that's my warm-up set. Now I'm gonna go for 7 kilos. I mean, if you have the same forearm muscle here that hurts, I guess you're lucky because this is the exercise you should do. If not, you can also do these lifts, you know, where you curl up like this, or you can do these ones. So you can do that with a band, you can do that with a weight. I would recommend a weight if possible because it's easy to overload, but you can do what you like the most. All right. You will notice if you're doing it for a couple of months, it's not going to be easy anymore to overload it because it's not just, you know, the pain that you have to overcome now. The pain has been healed, but now it's just about hypertrophy, getting stronger, which is going to be harder than you know, just fixing an injury and regaining old strength. So for this one, even if it's just a stupid forearm lift, make sure you get hyped up after a couple of months, you know, to hit those PRs. Keep hitting those PRs. All right. All right, if you're doing this one, make sure you're pulling your joint of your thumb here towards you. That's gonna help you activate the muscle. One more set, and that will be a 2-set PR, allowing me to move up in weights. All right, 2 sets of 20. That's basically like a stepping stone for me to do more weight the next time. And that's, how I keep aiming for PRs, keep getting stronger. So even if my planche evolves, I will have strong enough bulletproof forearms to keep them healthy, to keep my body healthy. Because if you think about it, everything in the planche starts from your forearms, right? That's like your hands are the point of contact. Everything of force goes through your forearm, so it's very important. Anyway, that's it for the forearm training. Now I'm gonna do some bicep curls. Don't get it twisted, the bicep curls are not for planche work. In fact, they put stress on my body that's not gonna help in planche. So in a way, they have an opposite effect, they're holding me back a bit in planche even, but I just wanna get huge fucking biceps, which, you get from the planche as well, but I think it's good to have a bit of a different stimulus every now and then as well. So I'm gonna do some curls because I like it. Okay, another successful workout in the books. That's a good bicep pump. What's the Arnold pose? I don't fucking know. But the bicep pump is immaculate. I'm very happy. Now let's sit down and discuss regarding how long will it take for your injury to heal. Now, quite a sensitive topic because this is different for everyone. But the truth is there is no actual date that you can put on it. There is no timestamp. Like you can't predict how long it will take for your injury to heal. But the thing is that I really want you to know is fast is slow and slow is fast. If you try to rush your healing process, you're gonna come along roadblocks, you're gonna have setbacks, and in the end, you're gonna have to take twice as long, to recover than if you would just, be happy with a little bit of progress every day, every week, and just go with the flow, because you can't predict how long this is gonna take, alright? That's a given. But I can say, if you just don't focus on, I want to heal this injury by January, by February, by next month, whatever, if you don't focus on that, but you focus instead of little improvements each time, you're gonna be there before you know it. And in fact, because you built your base slowly and steadily, you're gonna be stronger than before. And that's just how it works. And it's frustrating, but like I mentioned before in this video, you really can't let your ego take over in this case. Your ego knows, okay, you're able to do a straddle planche, you're able to do a full planche, you're able to do whatever. But now you're not able to, that was in the past, and you have to put it behind you. You have to work towards it again. So don't do stupid attempts like, oh, today my injury is feeling good, I'm gonna try a straddle planche again. No, because that's how you're gonna get it injured again. So be patient and heal your injury slowly, all right? That's gonna give you the best results. Anyway, after this, I'm gonna do a little stretching routine for my forearms as well. Now, this stretching routine is not something I invented myself. This is something I got from a very famous planche guy you probably know called Valentin Calis. He's from France. He developed this routine and he also has a video about it on his YouTube. So instead of me showing it to you guys, I'm just gonna put the link in the description so that you can check it out for yourselves. But this is something I do every time I train my forearms quite heavily, like today, right? So that's it. Tomorrow is gonna be skills and triceps. Gonna be very fun as always. And yeah, I'll see you then.